Unbiased Trades here, and today I'm going to be going over the top 5 tips that made me profitable this year. Well, for 2022, that was my first full profitable year, and I don't want to keep any secrets to myself. So in this video, I'll be going over the top 3, and then in the next video, I'll be going over the next 2. The reasons for this is I want to try and expand on each one as much as possible without wasting too much of your time, and to keep it concise overall. So first is patience. I think we can all agree patience is a key skill that is needed in trading. Range orders were one of the biggest game changers for me for patience wise in trading. A range order by TradeZero's definition is the order type that is used to put a bracket into place. This will require a high price and a low price specified by the user. If one side executes, the other side will cancel, and you must have an open position. This is called different things in other brokers like OCO brackets and ATMs, but overall what it is a stop loss and a profit target, and when one is hit, the other one is cancelled, so you can kind of step away from your computer and just let that orders like hang there, and with your open position, you'll see what one gets hit, for example, or you exit at close is another good one. Now, this order option will not be applicable to you if your exits and risk, are not very systematic and you are more discretionary. Yet, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to strive to make your exits more systematic because it can enhance your trading, even if your entries aren't ideal. This is a topic by All Day Faders on Twitter. I highly recommend you go search through his Twitter for that topic as he really explains it very well. If you have a more systematic approach, I highly recommend this edition since it will improve your total execution score by eliminating the possibility of tinkering with your trades when all you have to do is hold to the closing bell or your exit criteria, as you know you have an overall edge in your favor due to your own data analysis or your own backtesting. I also attempt to complete my entries by 10:30. There are multiple reasons for this, but mainly it's because my odds really drop off after 10:30 for my setups. So after that kind of point in time, I'll lock my platform. I'll only have my phone for emergencies. I'll have my range order set up, and then I go about my day doing different coding tasks, working with clients, going outside, gym, all those kind of things, which takes me away from the screens. This is incredibly valuable, and we will go on to another thing that really helps with this as well, but having this patience of being able to step away from the screen really helps you messing around with your trades. Just make sure you have price alerts or an emergency backup so you can check that the orders are still active, for example, or they are executing. Now, I won't say I'm perfect. With my phone, I have made dumb decisions. I've tinkered with trades when I shouldn't have. But overall, that's about 5% of my trades now or less. However, it was more, at the beginning of 2022. Now, I focused on the process. This is often a very wide topic for most people, but I'll try and summarize it down to what it is for me. Truth be told, the more I cared less about trading on a daily basis, the better I got. This does not mean I didn't spend hours on researching, backtesting, coding related projects, or even listening to different trading ideas using podcasts, Twitter, all those kind of methods to improve. But the actual clicking of buttons or the actual screen time has decreased rapidly over the years. I think the first year you need to dedicate a lot of time to screen time, maybe even a bit of your second. But now, really, I push that down to a very minimum. I spend maybe 2 hours watching the screens, maybe 3 at max. The simplest method to do this, and the way I did it in 2022, is to use very small size, and that is the best way I found to focus on the process. That size is the size that doesn't matter to you, where you can just step away and it doesn't affect your mental state. Obviously, to some extent it will, but ideally it should not affect it at all. So there's a couple ways to approach this, and it will depend on trader to trader and person to person. It is definitely not a thing I think you could like quantify very easily. But there are a couple of different ways. So one is, what is the amount of money that signifies to you for a whole month that you could easily recover? So for example, this could be $1,000. If you know you could easily recover $1,000 by working a side job or your own job, and then just divide that number by 22, so that's 22 trading days, and you'll have an approximate risk of $45 per day. So if you lose for the entire month, which is insane, even with random odds, you shouldn't be able to lose for the entire month. But if you did, you would only lose $1,000. So you could just have your max loss as $45 every day. Obviously, yes, you're trading small size. You're not needing to go insane here, but that can compound. If you have good months and you slowly size up very slowly, it can really compound into very good results. And the whole of 2022 for me, maybe later on in my career I'll showcase like how much I made each year, but 2022 was not huge. 2022 was pretty small, and I think most people would be disappointed by that amount. But for me, it was about the process, and I was very happy with it. Two is you could use a more systematic approach. So you could just do like 1% of your account or 0.5% of your account. Now make sure if you're using above PDT, you're only using the amount above PDT. So if it's 25K and you have 30K, you have 5K, and you should only be using 1% of 5K. This is a very common thing Brian Lee says. I do not take credit for this. And make sure to look over some of his videos as he's a very good risk manager and he explains it very well. Free is calculating it based on the daily max loss. So if you could set a day max loss that you feel like it won't affect you on a daily basis, whether that won't affect your lifestyle, won't affect your mental state, this could be, for example, $50, and then you can just go from there. Just setting your max loss as $50, and you take that into one trade, two trades, or whatever. So if those two trades, it would be $25 each trade. Now, there's a boatload of reasons why this helps, but let's go over a couple. One is emotional control. Using smaller size can help you control your emotions. When you make large trades, they normally become a big emotional investment because you are investing a big chunk of your net worth into that trade and the outcome of that trade, which can lead to impulsive, irrational decision making and overall just a terrible trading experience. By making smaller trades, you reduce the emotional impact on your trades and make more rational decisions. Next is improved discipline. Ties into emotional states because the more stable your emotional state is, the more disciplined you can be. But using small size can help you develop discipline in your trading. It shows you that the long run is what you should be focusing on, not the daily activity of your trades. And you don't need to focus on the individual trade outcome. And we'll also go into another one that really helps on this goal. Now, free, I hope many of you saw this coming, but the third one is becoming very data driven. Using data in trading involves pretty much gathering and analyzing information on various trading setups and markets using big data sets such as 3 to 5 years of data. And this data can then help you identify trends, patterns, signals, or whatever you need for your trading decisions. Data analysis was a key part of me becoming profitable in 2022. Without it, I think I would have remained second guessing every decision, taking trades off super early, making every loss feel super personal, and I must have done something wrong when in fact it could have just been the odds of that particular setup if my execution was correct. There are so many ways it's helped me, it is impossible to fit it in one video. However, I recommend following my YouTube and Twitter as I try and give out as much as I can for free, while also helping traders who want to do the same using data and custom coded projects by reaching out to me. Now, there's a couple ways data has really helped me, or just data analysis in general. One is conviction. My conviction pretty much skyrocketed since I've been using data. It provides evidence to support my trading decisions, and by conducting thorough research and analysis, I was able to develop a stronger understanding of my particular, setup or market that I wanted to trade. And I was able then to identify what is the high probability trading opportunities through testing different ideas, using data, using intuition that I've built up over the first 2 years, and then also applying that into data to see how those intuitions actually played out in the long term. And then I actually was able to identify how much of a percentage of edge I actually had, and what different key variables affected that edge, and what key variables I had to be aware of. Two was it improved efficiency a lot. Being able to just pull different ideas from my data set to try out different trading norms to see if they actually had legs or if they were viable for my trading setup was insane. The way I always put it is I think intuition can definitely build you as a great trader. I always get this question that do you think to become profitable you need to be systematic? I obviously don't. There are many great discretionary traders, but the average time for a discretionary trader to be as successful as someone that does systematic for the same time period, I would say is a lot longer. Um, Obviously, I don't have complete concrete numbers here, so this is just from my observations. But I would believe that if you have data to back up your decisions based on a 5 year data set or 10-year data set or whatever your calculation is, you'll be able to have actually conviction into that without having to take 200 trades yourself on a daily basis. And this also really there isn't a complete linear scale here. If I was to take 200 sim trades, the confidence I would build up would be huge because I had no money on the line. Whereas if I took 200 trades and they were profitable over 200 trades, but I took a lot of volatility, my confidence in that wouldn't be very high if I was taking that on a live trading account. Whereas if I saw that I had a 200 samples and 80% of those were winners, or 70%, for example, that is a different kind of level of conviction because I know that over the long run I will be profitable and that's all I need to focus on. Whereas I don't have to go through the pain and the process of going through every single trade myself and clicking it and seeing the volatility and focusing on the P&L and all those kind of factors. So that's why I think data is a very clean way to build up conviction and better intuition in trading, because you're actually finding the edge behind your decisions. Um, to kind of give this a small summary, as a trader, I've basically found that data analysis can be incredibly helpful in making more informed and objective trading decisions. By using data to inform my decisions, I was able to avoid making impulsive or emotionally driven trades and instead make decisions based on objective analysis. This helped me to make better use of my time and resources, leading to increased profitability over 2022 and overall success in 2022. Through my experience, I've learned a lot that using data in trading can provide a range of benefits, as I've kind of gone over. So, improved conviction, it does also allow you to reduce risk to some extent because you can simulate different risk levels. Better trading performs overall, and then better decision making, which means I don't have to be fully systematic if I would like. In small caps, I'm 80% systematic and 20% discretion. However, that would be a topic for a whole nother video. I think I have done a thread on that on my Twitter, but yeah. Now, part two, I'll be going over just how I weekly consume different various trading content to allow to spark new ideas or new things I want to test. And then five will be about setting time aside every day on de-stressing and actually being able to, recharge for the next day. Now, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, please like and share with anyone else who might be interested.